Okay, I've been trying to think of how is a good way to demonstrate or tutorial slow dive boosting. It's kind of difficult, and I tried to do it with a controller, but you really just can't see what I'm doing with a controller. If you watch the dive boosting videos, then you know how to dive boost. And so basically, dive boosting is pointing the camera straight down. On default camera, default camera, my right stick is right stick is pulled back, left stick is completely forward, and that's a full dive boost, where you just point straight down, point your guy straight down, looking straight down, and you up. Um, and you, of course, in my dive boosting videos, I go over different methods of doing that: fast, slow, reversing it, whatever. Now, a slow dive boost is the same thing, but slow. And what it is if you try to walk and you walk at different speeds. So you press the left stick, just a little bit forward. You get a slow walk. Press it a little more. You get a slightly faster walk. Okay, so you can light touch on the left stick, and you can change the speed of your journey. Or what a slow dive boost is doing that in the air during your dive. Now you don't want a fall where you're just pointed straight up like this. That's not what you want. And you don't even want this. Actually, that's pretty close. But you don't want this. You don't want a fall. You also don't want a completely straight dive. So you want something in between. And the best place to practice it is to be someplace up high. And just see where that middle ground is between a fall and a dive. And yeah, failed. Okay, so let me get back up there an easier way. This isn't something I'm terribly good at, so me trying to do a tutorial of it is kind of funny. But I'm trying to explain it so you can at least know what to look for when you're playing with it. It's something you definitely have to practice, especially if you're one like me who tends to really press on your sticks very hard normally. You do not want to be pressing on your sticks very hard. So what you can do is you can just find that spot, go to someplace high, and find that spot where you're getting a bigger distance than you would on a normal dive boost, but you're still getting back to where you started. Because that's how I practiced it. Is here's a normal dive, pointing straight down, and I'm always reversing just so I can kind of see where underneath me. So that's about as far as I get. Now just about even with the sandfall on a normal dive boost. Now a slow one, you want to find that spot in between where you are diving, but you are not full diving. So it's somewhere in here. You want to be making this little pirouette turn that I am. You definitely want that. If you're not making that, then you're not really getting it. That was a little bit higher than a normal dive boost could do. This is a little bit easier on PS4. The journier seems to kind of click in, but on PS3 it's perfectly doable. And you just want to keep on practicing finding that spot where your journier is doing the pirouette in the air. And it's very deceptive because sometimes you get a really good one when you don't think you should. And other times you think, oh, I've got it, and it's terrible. So it really just kind of depends. And it's just something you've got to practice and find your own way in. And you can kind of see on that one anywhere where my journier kind of clicked into this little that little kind of look. Oops, and that was a fly. So that's kind of the slow dive boosting. Now, to take that into Paradise. Most of the time, you really can't do this dry. You can kind of fall off and hover in that spot in between, but it's not going to give you very, very, very much. It can get you across the Pink Desert, however, and that got me at least back up to almost where I started, which is pretty good. You know, it's more than you would get on a normal if you just didn't pump on a normal dive boost. And this is one of the spots where you know you've got it. There's just a few, you know, you can look at Ancient Mariner's videos and even some of Rebby's videos for some of the slow dive boosting craziness. But this is one of them that's actually very hard to do. And I fail most of the time. Let's see, I failed there. But it's hard to get exactly that spot. So let me get back up there real quick so that I can show you again how this is one that I just for every 12 times I try I might get it once. It's hard, but it's a place to practice it because you know you've got it when you can get that one consistently. So to go back to what you're looking for is somewhere in here, which is kind of a little hover-ish kind of. You can kind of see I'm not totally pointed down, but I'm also not just falling. Okay, so now we're going to flip into Paradise. Okay, now, Paradise. First thing I'm doing is quieting the music. There's a couple things to... Here's the only kind of place where it's, you get more, height as you go on just dry slow dive boosting. And the slow dive boost is this... Get out of the... Is this kind of halfway between a normal and a full, you know, normal dive boost and just falling straight. Now I'm on PS3 now, so I'm not going to get the sky painting if I get this. We're going to try it from the light arc just to show you that you can do it from here. It's going to take a few more repetitions, but you can do it from here. I'm going to get into the slow dive. So I'm just kind of falling. And I'm going to reverse before I hit anything. You can see I got a little bit more height. And I'm just going to keep on repeating this. And again, I'm going to make sure I'm in the slow fall. I don't have to go too far. In fact, I don't want to go too far. And I'm just going to reverse it. I'm just going to keep looking at my mountain to see, yep, I've gotten a little bit more now. I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to avoid wind, so I'm just going to kind of go towards the beginning of the level. I'm just going to make sure I'm in this slow fall. Not pointed all the way down, but not just falling. Reverse it. And I'm going to pretty much stay back and forth across between the mountain on that side and the beginning of the level on this side. Stay in my flow. So there's a full dive and there's a fall. I'm going to be right in between them somewhere. And it's going to take several repetitions of. I'm not going to check myself every time because I lose a lot of altitude. I lose some altitude doing that. I'm just going to keep on repeating. You can hear the wind too sometimes to tell you whether you're in the right place. Again, it's trial and error. Just to see what's working and what's not. Wind now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change my direction after this one, so that I'm diving towards the mountain. Because then I can kind of see a little better. And there's wind walls all around because it's, you know, keeping you in the level. This way I can also see how far away the level is getting. Look at that. Nice and high. Again, I'm just to stay in this fall. And sometimes you're going to have to kind of go in a circle and stuff to avoid the wind walls on every side. Reverse it. On PS3, the level just disappears underneath you completely. You don't get the little blue, the big blue sky, level box that you do on PS4, and you don't get the sky painting. But it is still quite beautiful to do this on PS3. I'm going to kind of turn around because I'm hitting wind. I think I actually have my sound very, very low right now, so I can see the glitch underneath me. Yep. Works very nicely just from the light arc. Just make sure you're in this kind of in-between fall. That's not a full fall like that, but not a full dive. I've just got my left stick just very lightly pressed forward. I'll just keep on going. You can go into the glitch if you go into the mountain the right way. You can disappear the mountain. Do this afterwards. That's really pretty much it. It's perfectly doable just from the light arc. Pretty amazing, huh? Thanks to Apnodod for this one. He kind of discovered. Okay, so that's it. Not much to it. You do need to just play with it because, you know, it's really difficult to explain. You just got to feel it and do it yourself and see what works. Like I said, though, it's like doing not a very slow walk, but a medium walk. You just practice getting those in rather than doing your normal fast walk. And that's kind of the technique for it. Okay, good luck.